come down onto our backs for Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, or bridge pose. I like to have you use a block when you're learning this pose. It's not a necessity, but it could be helpful. And just place the block in between your feet, okay? So that you're hugging you're pulling your feet into your block, and that will keep your feet hip distance apart. And you'll notice if you have a tendency to splay your toes out to the sides. You want to keep your feet parallel. So just bring yourself down onto your back, and your heels will be close to your hips. And squeeze those big toe ball mounds into that block. Some people can reach and check the length of their bridge by touching their heels with their middle fingers, but I've got short arms, so that doesn't seem to work for me. I need to have my feet a little further away from my hips to keep my knees over my ankles. So keep that engagement. Just squeeze those feet into your block and wiggle your shoulder blades toward each other on your back. Okay, keep your gaze straight up through this whole process, so mostly just listen to me or watch it first and then do it with me after you've watched it once. But you'll just push your heels down to inhale and lift your hips up, and then relax your glutes. So they're slightly engaged, but you're not clenching anything here to lift up. And then knit your lower ribs together and lift your sternum. Wiggle your shoulder blades toward each other a little bit more, and you can bend your elbows to push your upper arms into the floor. Lift your hips a little bit higher, and your tailbone is going to go toward your knees. Think of that your tailbone is going the same direction as your knees are. And then gently lower yourself down. So it's nice to have the block there. It just helps you maintain your legs hip distance apart. Like we did in our chair pose, you can take the block and squeeze it between your thighs. Just put them up between your thighs, and we'll try again. Just have your feet hip distance apart and your toes pointing straight forward. Okay. Wiggle those shoulder blades together on your back, and you can have your palms up or just hands down on the floor. Lift your hips with an inhale, okay, and wiggle your shoulder blades toward each other a little bit more. Push into your feet, and then your gaze stays straight up, and you have a space underneath your neck. So a little river of water, a little stream of water could go under your neck. And you're not on any vertebrae. You're on your shoulders and the back of your head and your heels. You might be able to bring your hands together underneath you. Push down into your feet. Maybe lift your toes. And if you've got that block, squeeze that block with your inner thighs. Relax your glutes. Push your pubic bone up. And release your hands. And see if you can just roll yourself down one vertebrae at a time from the top of your spine all the way down to the bottom of your spine. All right, we'll do one more. You can just take the block away if you've been using the block. But check those feet. Make sure that they're pointing straight forward. The tendency is to have the feet splay out or your knees come out. But you're going to keep everything hip distance apart. So your knees stay hip distance apart, your heels stay hip distance apart, and your toes stay hip distance apart. Okay. So push down into those feet, wiggle your shoulder blades together, lift your hips, and feel like your pubic bone is the thing that's going to be the highest point. Wiggle those shoulder blades together, maybe interlace those hands underneath you. And to find a little bit of strength here, see if you can just lift that right foot off the floor to hover, just maybe an inch. And then put it back down. Lift that left foot up. And lower it down. Find your full bridge pose, space underneath your neck. Gaze straight up. Bring that chest towards your throat, tailbone towards your knees. Release your hands and gently roll yourself down. And wiggle your shoulders. Bring your feet mat distance apart. Just let your knees knock together for a breath or two. And then open your knees back. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees go wide. And just let your lower back release. And gently roll over onto your side. Push yourself up to seated. And there you have it. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, bridge pose.